Welcome to Shaping Healthcare, a podcast by CitiusTech. Some of the great minds in the world are constantly striving to solve the healthcare industry's greatest challenges with technology, creativity, and agility. With every episode of the Shaping Healthcare podcast, we will take you deeper into the world of healthcare and life sciences and give you a perspective into what it takes to build a human-first, technologically enabled healthcare world. I'm your host, Laurel Rockel.
Today, we welcome Dr. Vaibhavi Sonetha, a distinguished senior healthcare consultant at CitiusTech, pioneering the integration of AI and machine learning in healthcare. With a PhD from IIT Bombay and a robust background in biomedical engineering, Vaibhavi combines academic rigor with industry expertise to advance healthcare through technological innovation. Her contributions cover academia and research in areas like congenital heart defects and AI-powered disease detection. At CitiusTech, Vaibhavi leads consulting projects on medical imaging, interoperability, radiology, digital pathology workflows, and generative AI, showcasing her commitment to optimizing healthcare delivery. Join us as we explore AI's transformative impact in radiology and healthcare innovation with Vaibhavi Sonetha. Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you, Lauren.
You've had such a diverse career journey from academia into healthcare consulting. So what initially inspired your interest in integrating artificial intelligence and machine learning into healthcare, but particularly within the field of radiology?
So in my journey from being a budding biomedical engineer to becoming a healthcare professional, I have witnessed significant advancement in the field of medical technology. To list few here, I would say telehealth or telemedicine in patient consultation. We all have witnessed this during COVID times. Then 3D printing for prosthetics, bioprinting for tissues and organs, nanomedicine for drug delivery, then smart wearable devices for tracking patients' vital parameters. Then I would say personalized treatment plans based on individuals' genetic makeup and many others. But my inclination was always towards medical imaging and medical devices because I believe that they have pivotal role in uncovering the hidden issues inside the body and treating them effectively. During this process, I could also gauge some of the limitations of this field, which are high cost, radiation exposure, geographical barriers, healthcare disparity, and some of the concerns about data quality, data interpretation, patient privacy, security of data, and then lengthy approval process by regulatory bodies. On the other hand, AI was at the forefront in the technological advancement. It actually has the capability to analyze large data quickly and accurately. And this showed the potential of addressing the concerns in the field of radiology. I was particularly amazed when I read about the research which discussed the convergence of these two technologies. And this truly sparked my interest. And I also started participating in similar research. So there are some organizations which has started implementing these AI tools into their workflow, into their system. But it is still far from the global outreach. And there are still certain areas which are yet not perceived to be enhanced by AI. So I see multiple opportunities here, and that keeps me motivated to pursue in this field.
What a fascinating journey, both for yourself, but then also as much advancement as has happened and evolved over time. Given your background in both healthcare consulting and academic research, could you share what initially sparked the integration of AI into radiology, which turns radiologists into healthcare avengers of sorts? And how has this integration evolved since you began your career?
Multiple factors, Lauren. Let me cover a few important ones here. As we all know, today for any diagnosis of illness, we all rely on the medical imaging test. And this has increased the volume of this test. And eventually it has increased the workload of radiologists. So they are expected to analyze large number of studies in a given time frame, and that too with high accuracy. Now again, the diagnosis is subjective in nature, and there are certain subtle changes or structural changes or anomalies which cannot be easily detected by human eye. Also, there is a very high chance of human error too. Then there is a global health disparity. Everyone is not getting the same healthcare treatment as others. So, and the reason being there is a shortage of radiologists. There is also a lot of pressure on the healthcare organization to reduce the cost while maintaining the high standard of care. So, all these calls for a technology which can basically improve the system of radiology and reduce the burden on the stakeholders. So there comes the technological advance. There is a lot of improvement in the data storage, data management, in the networking, and most importantly, in the cloud-based infrastructure, which is supposed to be scalable, flexible, cost-effective. And there is also improvement in the computation speed. So this has enabled development of AI algorithms which can be used for the radiology, for the diagnosis purpose, for the workflow optimization purpose. And there is a continuous improvement in the development of AI algorithms, which uses the latest technology like machine learning, deep learning, natural language processing. And this has shown immense potential in optimizing the workflow as well as in analyzing the medical images with great precision. So these are, some of the important factors which has sparked the integration of AI in radiology. Talking about your next question, which is on the evolution, I would say it began with medical expert system in 1960 to 1980, and then there was computer aided medical diagnosis, which leveraged rule-based algorithm. Then 1990 to 2000, there was a lot of momentum in AI development, and that was because of large data set was available and there was a high computation speed. Now, this enabled development of machine learning algorithm and image processing algorithm, because of which now we could enhance the medical images. We could identify certain regions with the abnormalities or anomalies, and we could extract some important features of 2010 onwards. There was a lot of development in the deep learning algorithm, which enabled us for automated analysis or diagnosis from the medical images, followed by integration of AI tools for automatic analysis, for workflow optimization. Then FDA came into picture. They also started approving the AI algorithms for their application in medical imaging. This was a very big milestone in this integration. And 2020 onwards, there was continuous refinement and expansion in the applications of AI in the field of radiology, which included predictive analytics, personalized medicine, optimizing the workflow, accuracy in the medical diagnosis. So this is how this field evolved, and I am sure it is going to evolve further and going to improve the patient outcome, all the stakeholders' experience, and healthcare system at large.
And yeah, I mean, could you elaborate on how currently AI is being leveraged in the field of radiology? And if you may, what specific advancements are you most excited about and looking forward to?
Potential of AI in radiology is vast, and it can create positive impact in both the direction by improving the diagnostic process and enhancing the workflow efficiency. Whenever any patient visits for any kind of medical imaging studies, either into healthcare organization or into medical imaging facility, their demographics are noted along with the imaging details. And this information is stored in the system and converted into work list. AI can help in organizing this work list and handling this work list very effectively. To begin with, it can help in sorting the studies by the type of study, type of modality, body organ under imaging, and then prioritize the studies based on the likelihood of critical findings, such as pulmonary embolism, any potential stroke, aneurysms, or cardiac arrest. And then sharing this work list effectively with radiologists, ensuring that there are no bottlenecks, there is equal distribution, and the sharing is done based on their experience and space. So this will avoid any to and fro between the radiologist, and it will save their time. Then comes the detection of any abnormalities or any anomalies in the medical images, like fractures, tumors, or any lesions. And then the most amazing application, and that is early detection of disease. Let's consider an example of glaucoma. Glaucoma can cause vision loss, which is irreversible. So, what happens in this disease is initially intraocular pressure increases and it degrades the optical nerve head and the retinal nerve fibers. At initial stage, the patient will not have any symptoms, and if they undergo any medical imaging, then there are very minute changes in the structures which cannot be detected by radiologists. But if these images are given to AI and if the algorithms are developed on them, then definitely it can predict the onset of disease and the vision loss can be prevented. The other application is annotating the medical images along with the measurements, that is, finding out the particular structures or the organs inside the body, marking them, what is their shape, outlining them. All this is possible with AI. It can also, create certain report templates based on the metadata. So basically, it can do the initial read of the study, create some basic reports, and highlight any potential findings. And the radiologist can start from there. Thus, they can save on lot of that. It can be very helpful in quality control also. For example, what is the radiation dose delivered? If there is any error in that, what is the quality of the medical images? Is the report accurate or not? Whether all the regulations or the compliance are met in creating or executing the whole process, that can be checked. It can also improve the communication between the referring physician, radiologist, and other healthcare personnel. And it can ensure that if there are any potential or the critical findings, they are conveyed promptly and the actions are being taken care. It is very helpful in appointment scheduling also, ensuring that it takes care of the minimum patient waiting time, availability of the modality, availability of the technician. So that is possible here. It can be very helpful in recommending the imaging protocol. So whenever any patient undergoes any imaging studies, certain parameters are needed to be set accurately on the imaging equipment. And they can vary based on the patient's condition, patient's demographic, and the type of organ to be studied. So AI can help technician in doing that. So these are certain applications. I can keep going on, but I would say these are at high level some of the important ones.
That's certainly be very helpful in terms of early detection and flagging things for radiologists. I think that is what an incredible future to look forward to in that. And I feel like, the role of the radiologist evolving to that of a healthcare avenger. How do you foresee the role of radiologists evolving into that sort of role? And what skills and competencies should aspiring radiologists cultivate in order to thrive in an AI-enhanced healthcare environment?
Definitely, Lauren. So I would say the focus of radiologists is now going to shift from doing the routine work or analyzing the routine studies to now focusing more on the complex or the critical studies, which requires nuanced interpretation and critical thinking. They will be participating more in the multidisciplinary team meetings. They will be part of interdisciplinary collaboration. They will be doing more of research and development activities, and they'll be engaged in the broader patient management strategies. They will be spending more time in the patient care. Coming to their skill set, they will have to be updated about the latest AI tools and technology. They should integrate these tools into their regular practice and leverage them to their full potential. They will be also responsible in providing the annotated data sets for the development of AI algorithm. They'll be providing feedback for the refinement of this algorithm, and then will also be part of integrating this algorithm into the workflow. So they will have to be proficient in applying these tools. They will also need to know how these tools are developed and integrated into the system. They will need to validate these algorithms to ensure that they meet the clinical standards and the regulatory requirements. They will have to address any kind of ethical issues related to patient privacy, data security, or transparency of AI. So I would say their role is evolving. primarily from being image interpreter to now being the collaborator in patient care, key players in research and education, and as AI integrators.
What are some of the primary challenges healthcare providers and radiologists face when they are integrating AI into their daily workflow? And could you discuss any specific instances where these challenges have been successfully addressed?
I think the challenges can be ethical, practical, or technical. So, whenever any AI tools or application needs to be implemented in the field of radiology, it needs to be checked for its accuracy, its reliability, and its generalizability over different populations. And this can be done by validating these algorithms in various clinical settings. To achieve this robustness, the training of the algorithm needs to be done on high quality, large, and well annotated data set. Now, obtaining this data set itself is technically challenging. If there is any change in the imaging protocol or in the equipment, then it can cause data inconsistency and it can hamper the algorithm's effectiveness. The next technical challenge is integrating this tool in the radiology workflow. Now, this is technically complex because it needs to be integrated with a radiology information system and packs, which can come from different vendors. And there is a need for changing the workflow. So, these are some of the technical challenges. And this change in the workflow can be met by staff because they are accustomed with the standard traditional method and they are already overwhelmed with the process. So, building trust and confidence in each and every stakeholder is very important. All the users need to know the limitations and the capabilities, otherwise, they will lose confidence and trust into this whole system. Then, certain ethical changes. Let's say there is an event of a diagnostic error. Now, who is going to be liable here? AI or radiologist. Hence, clarifying the roles and responsibilities very clearly is very crucial in this case. Then comes the privacy and security of patient data. This needs to be done very carefully because this will maintain the trust and compliance with the regulatory standards like HIPAA. To list some of the practical limitations or the challenges, I would say the implementation cost. This is going to be high because this will involve hardware, software, any kind of support and training. So the healthcare organization needs to consider this aspect as well into details. And one more point which comes to my mind is continuous monitoring of these tools, of its performance. And this requires robust feedback mechanism. So at high level, these are certain challenges which one needs to address while implementing AI into radiology.
You've been speaking a lot about how the evolution of the role of the radiologist, the skill sets needed, some new skills, potentially needed for radiologists in the future. There's often the concern about AI potentially replacing radiologists or replacing jobs in medicine. How do you address these concerns based on your experience and your research? And what evidence suggests that AI is complementing rather than replacing radiologists?
I think this is the threat everyone is feeling today across the globe, that AI is going to take away their livelihood. But this is not. With respect to radiologists, I would say it is going to enhance their expertise and definitely it is not going to replace them. It shall be viewed as a team member of the healthcare system whose objective is to support radiologists and save their time. So, as I discussed earlier about the various applications of AI, such as detecting abnormalities or anomalies, creating the preliminary reports, doing some annotations or measurements, finding the likelihood of potential issues. So, all this is going to save the time of radiologists and they can focus more on the complex cases, the critical cases. They can participate in the research activities. They can spend more time with the patient. So their focus, their work is going to change, but it is not going to be a threat. It is actually a very valuable tool for the radiologist. There is one more direction to this. As I told you, Laurel, earlier, that the development of algorithm requires a large data. But let's consider certain rare conditions or unusual medical conditions like Fart's disease. This is a neurological disorder in which calcium gets deposited in certain region of brain, and this can actually hamper the mobility of the patient. Let's consider one more scenario. This is called Gorham's gout disease, in which there is a loss of bone. This causes functional disability in this affected area. Now, for such rare conditions, it is difficult to obtain the large data set. In fact, a small data set also. And if at all the data set is created with the data augmentation techniques, it will not perform very well. So here, radiologists will have a crucial role to play. It is very important for them to ensure that whatever is the output of AI, it is going through their eyes. So they can identify certain rare conditions which AI is not able to detect today. Also, they have to ensure that the AI tools are meeting the all the regulatory standards suggested by the regulatory bodies. They have to validate or oversee the performance of AI. They have to also address any ethical concerns related to patient data, privacy, or any transparency of AI system. So they are going to be the driver of the tools. They are going to be accountable for these tools. And I would say with the growing volume of medical images, with the growing demand of the medical imaging facilities, aging population, technological advancement, and even advancement in AI tools, the need of radiologists is going to definitely rise. It's just that they need to change their skill set and their approach. And if both of these, that is AI and radiologist, can work together, they will achieve much more than they would have achieved by working in silos. So definitely there is no threat. They shall not feel it that way, but they should spend more time in understanding these tools and leveraging their tools.
Yes. You mentioned a couple of times ethical concerns and the ethics in AI, especially when we're getting into healthcare technology. Ethical implications are really crucial, as you mentioned, when we're implementing this into healthcare. And so from your perspective, what ethical considerations should healthcare providers prioritize when they are deploying AI in radiology? How, and really actually, how can these considerations be integrated into it and with these deployment strategies?
I think ethical considerations or implication is the backbone of any system which utilizes AI tools because it ensures that the use of AI is responsible, fair, and beneficial to the society. Now, as I discussed earlier, the development of any AI algorithm requires a large data set. And with respect to medical diagnosis, I would say this data set should be representative of the entire population. Now, if that does not happen, then it may perform very well for one group of population, while it may fail for the other group. Now, this will cause disparity in care, and this is called bias. To avoid this, one needs to ensure that the data set has the studies or the information from all the different groups of population with all the demographics, and none of the group should be underrepresented in that data set. The next implication is with respect to accountability. We all know what is the potential of AI, but despite of that, radiologists must maintain oversight on the way they are working. They must monitor their performance. Now, this is very important because this will uphold the medical standard. This will make someone accountable in case of any issues. And it is important or crucial with respect to ethical and legal compliance. Now, as the algorithms is going to require the patient data, it's important to take the patient consent in both the scenarios while using the patient data in development of AI algorithm, and also when AI is going to be leveraged for use in the medical diagnosis of the patient. So this can be taken either in the written format or in the digital format, but it needs to be taken. Also, patient needs to be informed about which of their data is going to be utilized, how their data is anonymized, protected, and what is the purpose of this algorithm, and how it is going to influence their care. Then the next is about the transparency or explainability of AI. Be it radiologist or the patient, they need to know how AI functions and how AI is making certain decisions. So this will maintain the trust with the stakeholder, and they will keep having confidence in the entire system which uses AI. Now, as a lot of patient sensitive information is involved in the development of AI algorithm, one needs to ensure that data protection mechanisms are in place and they are robust so that there are no data breaches and there is no unauthorized access to the patient data. Also, all the AI algorithm must undergo rigorous clinical validation to ensure that it works well in different clinical settings and for different population. Also, it should be monitored continuously to ensure that their use is reliable and it's accurate in nature. Also, it needs to comply with all the regulations and standards set by the regulatory bodies such as WHO, FDA, RSNA, and ES. So I would say if all these implications or considerations are carefully managed and addressed while implementing AI into radiology, it will definitely boost the patient care, patient outcome, improve the experience of the radiologist and all the stakeholders, and ensure that there is trust, integrity, and confidence in the healthcare system by all the different users and all the stakeholders.
What an exciting future to look forward to, and how these things can be very helpful for medical practitioners. And thank you so much for that, your expertise, bringing that to our show. In closing, looking ahead, what emerging trends or advancements in AI do you believe will have the most significant impact on radiology practices, and how should healthcare providers prepare for these future developments?
Everyone wants to know where AI is leading us. So the pace of AI development in recent years is incredibly rapid, and it has shown the potential to unlock significant advancements in multiple fields. Let's talk about certain recent AI developments. For example, text generating model like GPT-4, very popular. Everyone has started using this. Now, this tool has the capability to combine data from multiple. With respect to radiology, I would say it can be used to combine the data from patient history, patient's pathological results, and the current medical images and the diagnosis based on the current images. If all this can be combined, it will provide a comprehensive view of the patient condition to the radiologist, and they can make more informed decisions. Let's consider one more text generating model like Blue. It has capability to create content in multilingual. So basically in radiology, it can be used to create reports in different languages. Then comes the image generating models like GANs, Stable Diffusion, and DALI. They have potential to create synthetic images which resembles the real images. Now, this can be used to augment the data set which is required to train the AI algorithms, thus improving the performance of them. This can also be used for reconstructing the high quality images from the low resolution medical images or images with loss of certain information. This will be very helpful in medical education and training because these are synthetic images. So there is no need to worry about patient privacy. Talking about UNET, CNN, GANs, and autoencoders. So these are the AI tools which can be used for cross-modality fusion. The cross-modality fusion means combining the images from different modalities. For example, CT with MRI or MRI with PET or CT with PET and many others such combinations. Now we all know that CT can provide the anatomical information of the bones and MRI can provide the detailed information about soft tissues, while positron emission tomography or the PET can make us aware about the metabolic activity in the body. But if CT and MRI is fused, it can provide the anatomical information along with any changes in the tissue composition. So basically, in case of tumor, it can rightly locate the position of the tumor, understand whether the tumor is benign or malignant. So this is very useful in radiotherapy also to exactly target the tumor, ensuring that only cancerous cells are affected by the therapy and all the healthy cells are intact. Then combining or fusing MRI with PET. This can monitor the tumor response to chemotherapy. Then let's say combining CT with SPECT. This is called myocardial perfusion imaging, and this is very useful in the detailed assessment of heart. Let's talk about very popular tools, that is augmented reality and virtual reality. They can also be combined with AI and can be very useful in radiology. AR or augmented reality can superimpose the digital information in real time in the real environment. So, with respect to radiology, I would say that during the surgery, it can overlay the AI enhanced 3D body organ on the patient when the patient is on the surgical table. So, this will help surgeons for the precise incision, navigation, and successful surgical outcome. Let's take example of virtual reality. So, virtual reality has ability to create the immersive environment surrounding the patient. So, in with respect to radiology, I would say if it is combined with AI, it can actually create the immersive experience for the radiologist, wherein they can see the 3D structure of the body organ in front of their eyes. This will help in improving the diagnosis, treatment, surgical planning, and it can be very helpful in medical education also. FDA has cleared more than 200 AI products for its application in radiology. So it is advancing very fast, and we are going to see the evolution in the radiology very soon with these tools. Now, to keep up with the pace of this AI tools, what healthcare organizations should do or should consider? So, I think they should focus more on the continuous learning of these tools. They should invest in the IT infrastructure. They should build robust data governance policies. They should focus more on the industry partnership, interdisciplinary collaboration. They should get involved in implementing certain pilot projects, and they should also do cost benefit analysis. So, all this will ensure that the advancement of AI can be integrated into the system and everyone is benefited with this.
I said wow to myself several times through that. That's really amazing of all these advancements and just also the future to look forward to and how this can really help support radiologists and healthcare practitioners. It's amazing. Thank you, Vaibhavi, for sharing your valuable insights in this dynamic intersection of radiology and AI. I think it's clear that radiologists are indeed the future avengers of healthcare, harnessing AI to revolutionize patient care. Thank you again, Vaibhavi, for coming on our show.
Thank you, Laura.
The Shaping Healthcare podcast is brought to you by CitiusTech, a leader in healthcare consulting and IT services. To find out more about CitiusTech, visit CitiusTech.com. To listen to more interesting insights on healthcare technology and innovations, search and subscribe to the Shaping Healthcare podcast. Thank you for listening. If you want to share any feedback or would like to be featured in our podcast, do write to us at citiusvision@citiustech.com.